Welcome to episode 261 of the 2 in the Morning. Today we are going over why Joe Burrow will never win a Super Bowl with the Cincinnati Bengals. Wade, what do you got?
So first off, everybody knows he's got talent. He is a great quarterback, has the potential to win a Super Bowl
Could have
with
won
the
Rookie
right
of the Year
team.
if he didn't get hurt.
Yes. Overall, his situation is terrible. The Bengals, as an organization, very bad. That's a little exaggeration, but I think that they have some very serious rebuilding to do. They have so many flaws that they need several drafts to fix them unless they make some big-time trades. Number one being, I believe everybody can agree on this, their offensive line is going to get Joe Burrow killed. You saw that this year. He's injured. Could have won Rookie of the Year if it was not for
ACL, MCL.
Yeah, he tore his ACL.
And knees all screwed up.
And that's mainly to blame on the offensive line, letting everybody in. He's sacked a lot of times.
Yeah, he's sacked just as much as Carson Wentz, pretty much.
It might have a little bit to do with how young he is, might need some more time to develop, but I think that a large part of the blame does go on the offensive line. So I think that's something that they need to focus on right away. And then anything else on the offensive side that you see?
Yeah, I mean, the question isn't whether or not Joe Burrow's good enough to win the Super Bowl. It's really the team around him. Is that going to ever get him there? And we definitely don't think they will. Do they have the potential to? Of course, every single team can, in time and with enough trades and free agents and enough salary cap, can win a Super Bowl. However, the Bengals' history is just a bad organization. Even though Wade didn't want to exaggerate and say they're terrible, they don't have a good history. The last time they were good was with Andy Dalton when he made them a playoff team, and really even then they never got a playoff win. And the other time they were really, really good was Anthony Munoz in the 1900s with one of the best O-lines ever. So they don't have a great history of being great a lot by any means. And even when they're above average, they don't make deep playoff runs. And I think Joe Burrow might be the guy to be able to change things around, but knowing their history, they're not going to give him the help he needs. Yes, he's got receivers between T. Higgins, Tyler Boyd, but if we want to see them put together a Super Bowl team, they have to draft and add on to that offense, and they don't have a great drafting history. We've seen them draft just straight up criminals. We know they just draft convicts at this point. It's kind of an inside joke. Not even an inside joke, just a well-known joke around the Bengals. They drafted Joe Mixon. He punched the shit out of his girlfriend or something coming into the draft. And he doesn't turn out to be great. Yes, he has talent, but he's been very inconsistent. John Ross, not a convict, but he broke the 40-yard dash time. He was their first-round pick. And then he turned out to be very inconsistent, always injured, doesn't play, and he's kind of been a bust. So like I said, yes, there's T. Higgins, yes, there's Tyler Boyd, and A.J. Green is has great talent, but he's getting old. He doesn't even really want to play in Cincinnati. So they're really relying on a quarterback and two good receivers to make it all, and the offense definitely needs a lot more help. No matter how many receivers you got, if you don't give Joe Burrow protection and the time to throw the ball, like Wade said, there is no potential outside of that to have a potent offense to really worry about.
And their defense, wasn't focused too much on that just because of the major flaws that's on the offense, but I know they were not good. The amount of points they gave up was just even if you have an amazing offense, it would still be difficult to win in some instances, but pair a poor defense with an even worse offense, not going to win many games. Hopefully they can fix these up in these upcoming drafts, make some big trades, which they're going to need to do, but it's tough to see them being good anytime in the recent future. And if Joe Burrow doesn't get the help he needs, he might have a shorter career than we would have thought because of his offensive line.
And not really to contradict this entire video, but if there was one guy to change the Bengals around, it does seem like Joe Burrow does have that talent. But like we said, it just seems like that front office hasn't been able to put it together before. I don't know what's going to change now. Zach Taylor, they're a new head coach. They're deciding to keep him. I do think that's a good move because Joe Burrow's a new quarterback. You didn't even see much of him. That could be a great coach and quarterback duo. So I'm glad they're giving another shot. But like Wade said on the defense, yeah, there's a little bit of talent. Geno Atkins being kind of the captain of that pass rush has been there for a while now. Great talent, but he's getting up there in age. Great safety, and Von Bell, however, I do think he's a little overhyped just because he freaking cracked Juju Smith on his ass after dancing the TikTok dance on their logo in Week 15 of the NFL. So his name's definitely been flying around a little more due to that hit more than just his overall talent. So The defense, like the offense, has somewhere to start, but if they're not even close to being finished, and really a big underlying factor we haven't even mentioned is that we're just assuming Joe Burrow is going to return and be the same as that guy. Who knows? Maybe he's going to come back in this ACL, MCL, meniscus, whatever his torn knee. Maybe he'll never play the same again. I don't think that will happen, but that's definitely something to consider, and it's definitely not 100% go ahead that Joe Burrow will be the same and be able to play just like he did.
That's worst case scenario, obviously.
Yeah.
But
Anything else?
that pretty much wraps it up.
Yeah. Basically, biggest thing, if they want to win a Super Bowl, which we both don't think they will, change how they draft, spend the salary cap, give Joe Burrow protection, and hope Joe Burrow's healthy. I think there's potential, but if I'm putting my money on the line, I think Cincinnati's going to ruin Joe Burrow's career. 2-1.
2 minutes.